Welcome to the Portland Indie Game Squad site in Portland, Oregon. It's 9 p.m. local time here, so everybody's a little loopy. We're, talking about baking shows and stuff. My name's Will, and I run PIGSquad with a bunch of other cool organizers. Somebody's at the door. I'll go get that wrist in. Oh man, I'm gonna silence them. I feel so bad.
I'm
introduce
Laura
yourself.
Hall.
Yes.
I'm on the board for PIGSquad, and I've been doing global game jams since 2013. That was my first one.
And I'm Marla Dobie. I'm on the Resource Council for PIGSquad, and I think this is my third global game jam. So I'm still a rookie.
Yeah, and she made this poster, so that's cool.
This is Cube Pig.
This is Cube Pig, our mascot. PIGSquad, Portland Indie Game Squad. It's just fit and it's cute, so we keep it around.
Yeah.
There's lots of goodies in here too.
So for the next hour, we're going to be interviewing people who are jamming on site here.
Mm-hmm. And we have some cool guests. I'm going to go let some people in the building. But until then, we have some guests to introduce. Let's talk about games.
Come on over.
I'm going to put Cube Pig here.
Yeah. Hey.
You made Cube Pig?
Yes. That's right.
Welcome to our stream.
Welcome, yeah. I'm super excited to be live on the internet.
Yeah. Can you introduce yourselves? And,
Totally.
Say the name of your game.
Yeah, so my name is Nate Boyd, and
I'm Blake Tutman, and our game is 99.5 degrees, which is the temperature that goose eggs need to be incubated.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot here.
it's an educational game, really.
So what are your roles on the team? And how many members do you have?
We have 5 total. So myself, I'm a programmer. I'm doing all the codey fun stuff.
And I'm doing most of the art and like the illustration type stuff.
Mm. And the 3 other people who couldn't be here are doing music and other illustrations. We've gotten some really nice art.
Yeah, I've been looking over your shoulder. 5.
99.5.
Yeah, no, the goose will be cooked at that temperature. It's very specific.
Can't get that number wrong.
Yeah, and actually, the game is really about getting that temperature exactly right.
Oh,
right. So just kind of give a brief summary on the game if you know.
Yeah,
Totally. So if the temperature is too hot, so there's a goose sitting in a goose home, right? A theme's home. And
Into it.
Yeah, right. Hey, yeah, no, nailing the theme. If the temperature goes too hot, obviously this egg isn't going to incubate correctly, or if it gets too cold, it's going to incubate incorrectly. And we've gotten some awesome illustrations about like what goes wrong when the temperature goes off.
Oh,
My heart.
Yeah, I know. No, it's great. It's all fun. It's all warm and fuzzy. Like it's fantastic.
Like when like the time runs out, if it's like too cold, then like a cool lizard hatches out of the egg.
I'm
He has like
into it.
sunglasses on.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's because it's too cool.
Yeah, he's too cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and like, so I don't know what exactly prompted the neck to be a thermometer.
Right.
But like, so to gauge the temperature, the goose's neck goes up and down,
Oh.
depending
fun.
on, right?
Yeah.
It's
Some
all
good
like,
UI.
yeah.
Like it.
It's all about the cool UI.
So is it like you're waiting to like click for the right temperature? Is that sort of like the player interaction?
That was originally what we were thinking, but then like we played around with it a bit more and kind of made it more about like different events to come and like change the temperature of the goose.
Oh yeah.
Right, so a fox is looking to the window. The temperature is coming up because the goose is getting nervous and getting angry. Right. So like, but that's okay because you can like honk at the fox to like scare him away, or just like
Naturally.
or do nothing and just like let the fox come in, and a fun event happens after that. I'm not gonna spoil it because I don't want to spoil it. It's super cool.
Yeah, you gotta play it online. Like
Yeah, play it. It's awesome
Nice.
when it's done.
Yeah.
I know the future.
You were saying earlier that you feel like you've scoped it well. How's that going for you this weekend? Like, are you on track to finish by the end?
Yeah, like this is the first time I've scoped really well. I think I learned the lesson. I've done the game jam like the global game jam 3 times, but I've done other game jams, and like I think this is the one where I finally learned my lesson as far as like the scope really needs to be super small, and just polish.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I'm doing that right now. We still don't have a completed game, but you know, there's
Still
still
time.
Saturday
still
night,
time,
9
right?
p.m.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And the fact that I'm even saying like it's not completed, but I'm feeling good is a good sign.
Wow.
So
What about you? Is this your first game jam?
Yeah, it's my first game. Jam.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah.
You picked a
Whoop,
good
whoop.
one.
Yeah.
Did you all know each other before? Did you meet each other in the team forming?
I didn't know anyone. So I'm like, all right.
Nice.
yeah, I think it was just like a random like you.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, yeah, let's
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's great.
Yeah, no,
That's
it worked out
really
perfectly. Honestly, like you know, it. So if anyone out there like is not doing this jam, like you can just show up and meet up with randos, and it works out totally fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having a
Yeah.
blast. You know, like it's been amazing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Party.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool to hear you talking about sort of like, yep, this is the one that I learned the lesson at, because that's an experience I share too, is that I think doing game jams really helps you learn how to scope and know how much you can do in a certain amount
Right.
of time. And
Well, I learn something new every single time.
Yeah.
Like, and another thing too is that this is the first time I actually worked solo as a programmer.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I work in programming teams, and usually it's with somebody else who knows more about programming. You know, so this is actually my first school game jam in Portland. I used to do ones in Eugene. Shout outs to Eugene.
Yep.
Crew down there. You know, so it was just kind of fun to like, okay, now this. Everything is mine, and I get to ruin it my own way. You know, but yeah, no, like it's something new every time.
Cool.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
So, sounds like things are going well, but have there been any sort of like, you say you learn something new every time. Have there been any sort of like challenges you've run into that you haven't sort of expected from game jams in the past, or your first game jam too? That'd be really interesting to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm talking a lot. Like, what's what kind of problems have you run into?
Thankfully, I haven't like run into any big problems. Like this whole time, it's just been like, let's just illustrate for many, many hours.
Yeah.
And try to remember to stretch.
That's important.
Stretch is important. Yeah, and like, so for my end, the biggest problems I have is that like I get all these really awesome art assets, and I try my hardest not to mangle them. Right, you know, it's like, well, yeah, like, you know, I get these really cool things, and then like as soon as I stick it in Unity in the animation thing, and like, oh no, this neck is not syncing up right when it goes back to Squawk and Fox, and like, so yeah, it's a lot of like, kind of my biggest problem right now is making sure that our assets are jiving correctly and slotting in correctly,
Right.
and you know, that.
Nice.
Yep, totally.
Well, you've got, what, is it like 17 more hours? 18? When do we cut off here?
7 p.m. on
Oh.
Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
So
got
there's
plenty of
time.
time.
Okay, cool. I'll put
There's
like a
time.
big clock in front of it. It's like, yeah. No, this is no pressure atop of it.
Yeah.
No,
No
but just
pressure.
a little bit. A lot.
Yeah.
But like just a little bit.
Yeah, well, we can do it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Some pressure. That's what I'll say over
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you so much for coming to chat. with
Totally.
us.
Yeah.
Thank
no.
you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm looking forward to honking the goose.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, there'll be a lot of goose honking.
I
Don't
want
worry.
to scare away the fox.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, great.
Cool.
Great,
Thanks.
Yeah,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Cool.
Yeah, totally.
Whew. We are jamming. My team is jamming this year. But because I knew like we'd be streaming and like some of our members are kind of sick, we've scoped down really small. So pretty excited about that.
That's the ticket.
Yeah. All right, we've got our next group. Everybody, come on in.
Yeah, you
Take
just
the
want to
back.
stand in between the ends of the chairs,
Yeah,
pretty
please.
much. We could
Okay.
also move Cube Pig. Cube
Yes.
Pig did not need to sit.
It is pretty cute.
Oh my gosh, someone has to sit in the
You
room
have
with
to.
us.
You're the producer.
Yeah, but I don't be in front of anyone who, so they can't see anyone.
There you go.
I'm tall.
Right.
I'm tall.
All
All
right.
right. All right. I'll lounge with a pig cube.
We're all here. Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Everybody, introduce yourselves and let us know what your role is on your team.
My name's Chris. I'm the producer for Time Travelers Ball.
I'm Eric. I'm one of the programmers.
I'm Justin. I'm also one of the programmers.
I'm Marzia. I'm one of the artists.
I'm Nate, music and sound design.
And I'm Gabby. I'm the other one of the artists.
Nice. Well, thanks for coming to chat with us. So what was the name of your game?
The Time Traveler's Ball, which
Traveler's
I
Ball.
actually mentioned in the past, so that's already working with time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
So tell us a little bit about it, how it relates to the theme this year.
I'm actually going to pass on to some of the other people because they have strong feelings about home. So, Marisa.
So our thought when we're thinking about the theme is that home is what you make it, and found family.
Yeah, it actually had a pretty deeply personal connection for me. I moved here a month ago from Austin, and so I'm very consciously deciding to, find my family here. And when I saw the video, it clicked that you have to create your own family. And with this, the way that the people interact at the ball, they're trying to find new experiences and new people to meet to make their own family. So that kind of tied in that way.
Also, for myself, one of the ideas for home is the idea of doing what you want with your own space. And in this case, we're throwing an awesome party that transcends time and space. And hopefully we'll have a party at Eric's place too.
The whole gang will be there.
So did you all know each other before you came to the game jam?
I personally worked with Marisa on a game jam during the summer, and I met Justin briefly, and I've started a game development group at PSU, and Justin's one of the people who joined up early on, so I've known a couple people a little bit, but most of this group is just sort of assembled on the spot.
Nice, during the matchmaking.
Held our hands up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, you do that,
That's
join
awesome.
the team.
Classic. Yeah, for people who don't know how Portland operates or how some of the game jam sites operate, they'll go around and say, like, if anyone's looking for a team, raise your hand, and sort of divide up by skills. And so people form teams with total strangers and make wonderful new things.
It's very meta with the theme.
Yeah. Found family.
So you mentioned doing a summer game jam before. Have you all got a lot of jamming experience?
This is my first.
Very cool.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same. Nice.
And the other three of us have a little bit of experience, so we've got a very disparate but balanced group.
Awesome.
Cool.
Are you enjoying it? How's any challenges so far?
It's always the stuff that you write off in your head as the step before the step you think is going to be challenging. And also, just for the extra kick to the programmers, it's stuff that your mom can do without any problems. But when people who ostensibly know how things work try to do it, it lights on fire. Essentially. So
This
that's
is
where
more
we're at.
gasoline.
I mean, literally, the thing we're having a problem with right now is with a fire-related thing in games.
Oh, well, there you go.
Pretty good party.
So, yeah, I was gonna say, sounds like a wild party.
A little bit, yeah.
It does transcend time and space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And judgment. There's no judgment.
Okay.
That's how it's party.
You have to forget for like working, especially coming out of this in like doing the music aspect where you're tying like art and the writing and the gameplay together the best you can. And like for instance, with our game, the title sequence that I come up with was not the idea with the theme. So, but we ended up moving everything around and it like worked out better because I believe the theme from what you guys I would hope heard is sort of that bittersweet. I went in with the
The
theme.
next morning.
Yeah, with the next morning where the party's over, everybody's hungover, does their various time things, goes writes their caveman tweets or whatever they are. and then we have like, the more party track ideally is the, more driving beat of the whole thing, and then it gets happy sad at the end.
Yeah. I kind of like this meta thing that happened where you guys made a game about a bunch of people meeting at a party and like that's what you did to make the game.
Yeah, we added around the idea of making Will protagonists, or at least I think.
Yeah.
Nice. So when someone sits down to play, how are they interacting with it? What are they doing in the game?
So far, the way the core gameplay is going to be is you're going to be the host, and you want to make sure that you take care of your guests' needs. Your guests are going to want food, they're going to get thirsty. Also, there are mechanics of sort of adjusting the crowd, so you have people who prefer to be around one another, are able to like be happy talking to one another. But with any kind of rapid prototyping, there are ideas that are subject to change, and how things will come together is something we will see in the future.
How are you feeling about the scope and the deadline tomorrow?
I think that overall,
Sorry.
we've been keeping a good eye on scope and what needs to be done. Like yes, it's
What's
one
his
of the
job?
funnest
Yeah.
parts.
So he's like one that's like,
Yeah, no, as producer, that's my job. But one of the most fun parts of game jams is throwing out ideas and then building on them and then building on top of that. And then, later on you're like, oh, we can't do that. That's not even possible. And you cut things back. But with all of that in mind and, throwing out ideas and building on things, we, just a few minutes ago, were talking about ways to sort of change the game. And I'm sure that's going to have a huge impact on everything going forward. But we're also, every single time we come up with an idea, it's, can we do this within the next 12 hours or 24 hours? So there's always the fun of throwing out ideas, but there's always the idea of, let's be responsible with this too.
Right. Yeah, a phrase I always hear thrown around PIGSquad game jams is save it for the sequel. Write it down and you save it for the sequel.
this is an online crew. I think he's stopping off at home for a little bit, but basically everybody's.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We went home early last night. Everybody's up here at 8 or 9 to go through the rest of the.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there's definitely plans for a 24-hour Hackeria run sometime between now and dawn.
Good call. Nice. So, kind of just curious, maybe we could do a roll call. How long have you each been involved with PIGSquad? I know for some of you it's your first game jam, but maybe you've been to a PIGSquad event before, or... I know you've been around for a while.
No, it's funny, because I've been living in Portland for, I'd say, 2.5 years? No, 3.5 years. But the first big PIGSquad event was actually Global Game Jam 2016. Mm-hmm. So 3 years ago is when I showed up for the first thing. And I did the game jam with you.
That was also my first big PIGSquad event too.
Yeah, there you go.
This is great.
Yeah.
What was that game?
Oh, I think
it was the morning routine one.
Yeah, that was
we didn't
Ritual.
actually finish it.
So yeah, we didn't finish our game, but Global Game Jam.
Don't
finish your game.
Yeah, I learned about scoping, oddly enough.
Yeah, I know. I did too. That was kind of my first experience even trying to do art in games. So
Wow.
yeah.
I think it
And
still
now
might
you're
be kicking around in a
Now
file
she's
somewhere
a
on my
professional,
laptop.
like a legitimate professional.
All thanks to Global Game Jam.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't know that was your first event.
With PIGSquad, yeah.
Yeah.
I did Ludum Dare a month before that. But I want to let other people also answer that, just so it's not just myself talking.
It's cool, sir.
Yeah, you actually had a talk at the first one I went to,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
you
the
about social
talent
media.
box? Yeah.
It was a fantastic event. Actually, PIGSquad featured pretty heavily in the reason why I chose Portland. Leaving Austin, there are lots of great developers there, but because there's so much corporate development there, there's very little grassroots that I was able to get in touch with. And when I was picking a city, this community was just so strong and so proud of who they are and willing to support people at every level that it was a no-brainer. So and it's all paid off. It's the one thing that I knew ahead of time that actually paid off.
My heart.
We were actually talking about places for him to live.
Yeah.
And I still don't know where I'm going to be yet. I'm going to be here.
Live near the Lucky Lab.
Fair enough.
See, Southwest not far.
Yeah.
So this is my first big event at PIGSquad. I did a tabletop game session a few years ago, but I've been busy with school and whatnot and haven't been able to do a whole lot. So this is my first big one, and so far it's been a blast. I'm excited to participate next year and future years.
Awesome.
So I'm kind of surprised that I think I've been involved the longest. So I think it was about 4 years ago. The first event I went to was a movie screening. I think it was Game Loading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was one of my coworkers said, hey, there's this movie going on, come on. So I went to that, and actually I was so inspired that it changed my dissertation focus.
Oh, wow.
Full pivot.
Just get their claws in you.
You're gonna write your paper about this. This is my first one. I've actually was born here, moved back. I've been here in the city for 5 or 6 years. Completely different industry, and then I actually initially went to college about 14, 15 years ago for game design specifically, and then was like, I'm not going to do that because teenage years and et cetera, et cetera. So I came on Monday, did the speed meet, which consisted of I had a couple of skills. Please take me, but the plus side was we went, and especially here meeting up with these guys, it's just have people, I was approached. It wasn't a question of me like,
Oh, yeah, totally
geez,
poached him.
You need like, well, like, yeah, I was actually like, talking to him, and he's like, "Yo, you do sound? You do sound over here?" And I was like, "All right, cool, what's up?" You know?
Exactly.
So yeah, and like I said, it was really nice, and you know, my first Pig Squad official interaction was like Will yelling loudly directly over my head. So he was like,
go
"Sorry
meet
about
people."
that." After the fact, yeah. So it was it's a good time. I'm having a blast making something with other people who, when you work by yourself or move around by yourself, you find like other creative types who like zone in on it. So that's pretty sweet.
Yes.
All right, first game jam, first Pig Squad event, and the only reason I even heard about this is because I am a student here. So
Oh, cool.
perfect.
Yeah.
Convenient.
Welcome.
Man, I feel like
One
it's
of
so
us.
bold.
One of us.
It's like my first Pig Squad event is the global game jam.
Yeah.
Just dive right
Yeah,
in.
it is. It's definitely hitting the ground running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's first this, then the world.
Yeah.
Straight to the world.
Yeah, right? That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Global Game
Worldwide,
Jam was my
right?
first Pig Squad event too, and now I'm on the board, so.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. You
Yeah.
just end up running the events.
Awesome. Well, that's a lot of really touching stories.
know.
Actually.
I feel so good about what we're doing.
Yeah, we want to thank you guys for like, or at least I do, but I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for everybody.
Yeah, no,
But like, for you guys putting on like an excellent thing. Like we got food, we got like, you know, space, phone number to call when we get locked out, et cetera, which is like, you know, I'm used to, you know, playing in bands and stuff. You're playing in, you know, grandma's basement with that weird mold that isn't actually a color, but probably going to eat you alive. So it's pretty awesome having like a support structure and people who are passionate that enable all of us to make and create, which is, I think, pretty unique throughout the civilized world.
Well, thanks for attending.
Yeah.
Thank
No
you for
problem.
having us. Absolutely.
So I don't know if there's voting, but Time Traveler's Ball.
Yeah. It will release in the future.
Nice.
Shortly. Let's say 12 hours from now, or 24 hours from now.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, time's relevant.
We're not doing math.
Great. Thank you guys.
Thank
so
you
much.
guys.
No problem.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so much.
much.
Ladies, have a great night.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Well, that's actually really nice to hear. There's some really nice stuff in there.
I know.
One of the things that Portland Indie Game Squad does throughout the year is offer showcases, a bunch of local and national events. And it's always free for the developers that are hosted to showcase. Pig Squad's a nonprofit. I think there's tickets sold for this event to help defray the costs, but
Yes.
but in general, everything is totally free and accessible to people.
Yep. Just want to be as much of a.
Scholarship for students.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
that's right.
there were scholarships and low income scholarships too, right? Yeah.
We had diversity scholarships
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
And it's the whole point is to try to make it accessible exactly for the situation where it's people who are coming for the first time who kind of don't know if it's going to work out. And maybe they're a little nervous and like, look at them now.
Take down as many barriers as you can.
Yeah.
Up front. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. We've got our next group. Come on in.
Sure.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome
How's
to
it
the
going?
hot seats.
The later it gets, the more fun it becomes.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, if y'all could introduce yourselves and say the name of your game.
Yeah, sure. I'm Ryan Saul. I'm Nick Jackson. So the name of our game is Cat Nabbit.
Nabbit?
Yeah.
Very nice.
What are the roles on your team?
And I should also introduce working remotely is David Tran and Ann Strickland. Also,
and
yeah.
Ann.
Hi, Ann and David. I just want to introduce them real quick.
So what are your roles and what are their roles?
So I'm the programmer.
I work as mostly a writer. I also do a lot of the like product management and like producing, trying to make sure people stay on task and stuff like that too.
That's great. I feel like we have like really healthy amount of producers this year, which is
Yeah.
such an important role. Like
Really hard
I
to keep
love
on
seeing
track.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's really easy to get sidetracked, like
Oh,
especially
oh,
like
yeah.
with you know some of the programming, trying to like fix things or get things working
Right.
right. You know, get super sidetracked. So.
Yeah.
And what are David and Ann on the team?
So David's our sprite artist. He's doing all like the pixel art and stuff for the game, and then Ann is our. She's actually working from Texas.
Where
and,
at?
She is in Dallas.
I'm from
Yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Come to Portland.
She's doing our music and sound effects.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us about the game.
Yeah.
Cats, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the game, Cat Nabbit. So we're keeping within the theme. So it's within a house, and our main character, like main player one, is running around trying to clean up just messes around the house, trying to clean up after the cat. If you have any pets, you understand. Because I know he has a cat, and Anne has a cat. And then I have 6 dogs that I clean up after.
Oh my gosh.
So
You know, we're gonna have to see pictures. Of
I
that.
have tons of
You
pictures.
should have sent pictures of your dogs in instead of
Oh.
screenshots of the
I
game.
could have.
Pretty
I'm
much.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Did not think of that.
Can I-
Yes. So we
Just
it
email
just-
them.
so home for us, like we're constantly like cleaning, picking up after animals.
Right.
If I didn't, I would literally look like I had, a woolly mammoth amount of fur on me. My dog shed a lot. So
I know this is a bit of a digression, but how did you end up with 6 dogs? And, do you have
yeah.
a large space for that?
So
I need to know more about this.
so my
intrigued.
girlfriend, her special needs brother, and I all live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and she had so she had 2 dogs that are Alaskan Malamutes, and then she had a pit bull mix that she got from her mom. Her mom passed away last year, and so she inherited that dog, and so she already had those, and then I have a dog from my previous marriage, and so he's a miniature Pomeranian.
This
All
is
different
a
sizes.
menagerie.
Yes. So we ended up deciding to. Her breeder was friends with her mom, so her mom passed away, so she offered her a free puppy for
Man.
she was doing a new litter and everything.
Can't say no.
No. Free is my favorite price, right? But so a free puppy, and so we decided, we'll get that. Well, there was a second puppy that didn't have a home yet, and
I mean, it's
my
right
This
there.
is-
my
this
girlfriend
would happen to
decided.
me.
Yeah, my
Like-
girlfriend's like, well, we could take on a second one, and I was just like, maybe. And then I eventually came around, so we got 2. So brother and sister from the same litter. They're 5 months now, but
That's that's so interesting how all of that literally does shape your home.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a
so
really cool
and the
take
lucky
on it.
thing, so with the Malamutes, for people who don't know, they're basically bigger versions of Huskies. They're just giant sled dogs, and they shed a lot, but they're not as hyper as Huskies. And so they will, they just kind of lounge around. And so they actually don't take up as much space as you think, because they kind of like to sit in corners and stuff and be up against the wall, so.
Okay,
Let's
so in game,
Yeah.
Yes.
how are you cleaning up after your dogs?
Yeah.
So we have sort of like a active reload system. So so you'll go over to the mess, and there's like a little bit of a health bar in it to tell you how messy it is. And when you start cleaning it up, a little bar fills up, and if you hit it at the right time, it'll get like totally cleaned up.
All right.
And if you don't, it'll be like partially cleaned up. So,
Nice.
so you might have to hit it a few times to clean it up. But it's actually a multiplayer game too. So somebody else can be the cat and go around
Oh, wow.
making messes.
While
Yeah.
the other person's trying to
Oh.
clean up.
What a twist.
Yeah. So we're not quite there yet with the second, like the cat player yet. But the idea will be to maybe like you have to go back to your litter box every now and then or go eat some more or something so you can throw up more. Which is what my cat does. So,
Yes.
So are you feeling on track for tomorrow's deadline?
I think so. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. Got most of the main pieces of the game in there, and now it's probably gonna be a lot of polish and getting all the more of the sprites and animations in there and that sort of thing.
Right.
Nice.
So how much jam experience do the 2 of you have?
So this is my first jam, personally. I missed out the last couple of years, just work and other stuff coming up. I just wasn't able to come, but
So yeah, so this is my first year at the Jam. I've been to a few other events around, like meet and greets and some of the other stuff like that. So, and I usually come check it out, like the, trying to think, the Retro Gaming Expo. I usually come always check out what's going on with you guys there too.
Awesome.
This is my my third global game jam, and I've done a couple of the summer jams before as well.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I know David has done a couple of the summer jams. This is his first global game jam. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I believe this is Ann's first. I think this is her first jam too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. In addition to the global game jam, PIGSquad hosts a variety of jams over the year, and I think the most popular ones we do are the summer slow jams, where we do one jam for every summer month, but we make it a week long instead of 48 hours, so it's a slow jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like workshops and talks to introduce people to topics, and supporters of the Patreon get to vote on the theme for that.
Oh yeah, they get to give suggestions and then vote on those suggestions, which is really cool.
Well, we're really excited to play your game. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thanks for having us on. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Go clean up more dog hair.
Take care. Thanks.
Oh man, that's a very relatable game.
I know. Like,
It's my real life.
we're jamming at our friend's house who has a dog, and we were like, I had to take a nap earlier because I have a cold. But I was like, my back was completely covered in dog hair. Come on in. So I'm like, I need a roll down.
Welcome.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good, how are y'all?
Doing all right.
Can y'all introduce yourselves and let us know your role on the team?
My name is Kayvon Barami. I'm doing dev and I guess art assistance, implementing the beautiful art that Leah is doing. Yeah, tech art.
There you go.
Yeah.
My name is Ryan Kubik, and I am doing development, specifically the controller half of our game, and then tweeting, I guess. if that's a role.
That's a role. Documenting your emotion is actually super important. So
Yes.
that's totally
I feel
fair.
validated.
And there are other members on your team, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
So Leah is doing our art, and she is currently still doing our art.
Oh.
Is not here.
Yeah.
And then Oliver is also doing development.
Yeah, he's grinding upstairs trying to get some stuff done.
And waits for no one.
No.
And
Marches on.
what's the name of your game?
Yeah, so we don't. I don't know if we
Great question.
Yeah, it's like turtle something. I don't know. Yeah.
How's he supposed to
Shallow
tweet about
World.
Shallow
this?
World. Yeah.
Shallow World?
Was the
Yeah.
only
Ooh,
thing
I
that's
would
ever
vote
happened.
for that
okay.
one.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
I'm
Cool.
partial to
Sure.
the puns
Yeah.
for game jam games.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
all we
right.
have, which is garbage puns. So.
Yeah.
It's great. So what happens in to be determined Shallow World?
Yeah, so the sort of pitch is it's little sea turtles nest on the
Cute.
beach. They break out of their shells and then sort of race to the ocean, try to get home. And then we're using a tech called Air Console, so you get to use your phone to like swipe with the little flippers.
Oh,
to, like,
cute.
yeah, video.
We
Yeah,
have a
the
video
video
here.
is
Oh,
next
man.
to my head, I guess. Yeah, somewhere.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
this
there.
way.
Yeah, so you
Look at
swipe
that
it,
video.
and you're synced up with the little flippers, and you get to flip along.
Oh, that's really
Flip along
cute.
the beach. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a Sesame Street video, right? The one that teaches all kids how they hatch and they have to go across the treacherous roads. And
That
stuff.
works. Yeah.
I believe you. I'm not familiar. Yeah, I don't know the video.
Maybe it's Mr. Rogers. It's that in the Crayon Factory. Well, that's really
Gotcha.
cool.
Yeah.
So, is that
Yeah.
a technology you've used before, or you learned it for this?
We checked it out a little bit in the past few weeks just to make sure it would work at all, because we were scared about the whole Wi-Fi situation.
Yeah.
Which
we
we
did run
right
into
to be
some-
concerned about because we ran into problems.
Oh, tell us more about that.
Just the wireless network here blocks connection to the service, so we
I-
had to use
I-
hotspots.
I heard from someone else they were like running too much JavaScript from their website and it got blocked. So
yeah. There's some zealous security here. That is,
Yeah, we worked our way around it, but
Nice.
yes, it's
Well,
working
that's
now.
exciting. Any other sort of challenges that have come up during the weekend?
That was the huge one. I
just
don't
the
know.
time is often the biggest challenge. It's just
Yeah.
I just feel like we had a pretty good scope. We had a couple ideas we were kicking around. We settled on this one pretty early.
Yeah.
And have just been like pushing forward with as much grace as we can muster.
Much grace as baby turtle.
It's hard though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you overnighting it?
No. We didn't. Last night we left around like 2 o'clock, and we got back around like 7 or 8. So we're not sleeping much.
Yeah.
But we're going home to sleep.
That's good. Yeah. Sleeping in your own bed really helps.
Yeah. Last year, several of us stayed, and it was pretty tough sleeping.
Yeah. When I started doing them, the first ones we were like pushing it, and now I'm like we're done at like between 7 to 9. I'm going home.
Yeah.
This is it.
I'm feeling that today. It's getting crazy in here.
Yeah. You're gonna keep working after this though? Couple more
Yeah.
hours?
Oh yeah.
For a little bit still.
Yeah, we have some
energy
milestones.
left.
We went on a walk around, which was a great for anyone who's troubled or having a walk. Going for a walk and just talking it out.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was really nice. We took like half an hour and just walked around campus.
And weren't looking at a screen.
It's the only way I stayed up last night. I would get up every 30 minutes and just walk around. It's very helpful.
So, how much game jam experience do you have? Is this your
second for me?
I've done a bunch. This is the second global game jam I've done now. I've done a lot of Lunadare and other stuff.
Yeah, you've been at a lot of the other PIGSquad ones too.
Yes, I try to hit them all, but maybe not this year, so I can stay sane.
Yes. Well, that's the nice thing about the week-long ones is like the pace is a little more reasonable.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm really excited to play your turtle game.
Yeah.
Excited to have you play.
Shallow World.
Shallow World.
I'm gonna
I think
push
we're
for
gonna
it.
probably
It's
end up.
really
It's
good.
just gonna. Well, we're just gonna get to the end and be like, I guess we have to name it now.
Right.
It's gonna be the only name.
It fits.
Yeah.
I don't know. Awesome.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Thank you for
Yeah, we might be able to get
joining.
like a nice like 32 player game going.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be excellent.
fingers crossed. Yeah.
The spectacle of that.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss emoji.
It'll be just as majestic as you expect. Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Send us the next
Yes.
one.
Will
Good
do.
luck.
Thank you.
That looks really cute.
Oh man.
I'm so excited.
That looks fun.
I'm a huge fan of the animal themes so far.
Yeah.
I am waiting till somebody says that they're making a hermit crab game because that's the first thing that I thought of.
Oh.
Even though I did know the theme in advance. So I was on the theme committee this year. All right, come on in.
Welcome.
Please feel free to move Cube Pig
Yeah, I'll just
or,
sit on it.
or hover.
We just have to be in between the edges of the chairs, one way or another, and you'll be on screen.
Hey,
Welcome.
Hey everybody. If you could all introduce yourselves and let us know the name of your game and your role on your team.
Yeah. The current name of our game is Dwell. It has changed from Closure, which is what it was.
Change it. I love that.
Tentative.
This is tentative. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you might as well just keep tentative on there anyway.
This works. I like
Real-time tech
Yeah.
support from Dylan.
Yeah.
Names and roles.
My name's Wes Mueller. My role on this project is 3D level design and music and sound, and very little prop making.
Nice.
It gives me props all the time. My name's Katie. I am writing, I'm project managing, and now I'm making a logo. So, I mean, like, who knows at Game Jams?
Jam.
My name is Reese. I'm doing a bit of level design, but I'm also writing and also helping with the project management and making sure we're all on top of our stuff.
Awesome.
And yeah.
He went to 7-Eleven and got a snack.
I got snacks.
I think
also
that's like
the snack getter.
MVP.
Yeah. MVP.
Yeah, I'm the snack getter.
Most
My name
valuable.
is Tim Volpe. I'm pretty simple. I'm doing most of the big chunk of the programming. Along with we have someone else who's working. We have Riley who's working off site, helping us with programming too.
Yeah, and Austin was doing a lot of our 3D models for our props, but
He passed.
He's not feeling well tonight.
He got sick.
And then we had someone named Nick who helped us out with that as well.
Yeah. We put out a call on the Slack and just he knocked him out.
Yep.
So
awesome.
I haven't got a chance to look at him.
Well, you don't know if he knocked you
But he did get all the items.
He
got
made
all
all of them.
Yes, yes.
There are
We will
model
assume
files.
that they're good until.
So could you describe the game a little bit?
Yeah, so it's like a first-person narrative experience where you start in sort of like a waiting room area, and you move from that into a hall, and through every door is a different space, and every space has its own narrative to it. The plan is to have voiceover. We'll see what happens.
There's plenty of time.
We need time.
Yeah,
So much of that.
If we don't sleep, we'll be fine.
The core mechanic is basically like you're kind of going through memories of different people, and so but the memories are a bit misplaced. So you'll hear a voiceover, and it's kind of like a murmur. I keep thinking of it in my head because we haven't done it yet. Yeah. Like a Charlie Brown, wah, wah, wah. But you kind of piece together certain clues, like by the chair, hat, like, and so it's kind of deductive in a way, and then as you piece things together in right ways, like bring a coffee mug from a tent scene into the coffee shop, you unlock different narratives and different memories of different people. Right. So dwell is like dwelling in a home situation, but also dwelling on the past. Yeah. And it's also a lot about relationships. It was funny, Reese was writing all these amazing monologues, and I started writing monologues, and then suddenly we kind of realized that all of them are about people.
Not all of them have two characters at least interacting together.
And it was that feeling of like, oh my God, home is, yes, it's like a place, but it's also the relationships that you build within that place. And so it's kind of an exploration of those relationships.
Yeah, something really interesting that you guys have been doing is during the jam, you were walking around and interviewing people and asking them sort of like questions like, where's a place that you think of about home that's not your own home, and what are your memories associated with that? So does some of that make it into the game? Some of
it has, and some of it we've definitely pulled from ourselves as well.
Right,
It's
awesome.
definitely influenced the way that we've approached the writing and the design of the spaces. Like, thinking about specific objects that people talked about that were important to them. We wanted people who were at the site to be able to play it and like find a little bit of themselves in it.
Yeah, I think that's a really unique take, like crowdsourcing sort of stuff from, because you might as well. It's such a great opportunity with all these people here.
Yeah. We're also crowdsourcing 3D artists. So do props for 3D.
We need as many people do.
Anyone watching right now?
Well, we also were crowdsourcing paintings to go in like the different rooms,
which Marlo gratefully
contributed to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was like 30 seconds, guys.
Yeah. She got her stink all over this game.
Yeah. Well, if anyone does want to do 3D props, tweet at PIGSquad on Twitter and we'll connect you with them.
It's not cheating if we ask for it.
Tweet at any of us because
it's on there.
Yeah, I am watching. I'm watching my Twitter.
I'm dwelling.
I'm dwelling on Twitter.
We love contributions.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to play. That's really my favorite kind of game. So
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
We'll find you a 3D modeler.
Yeah.
By midnight's toll.
Or sooner. Preferably.
Cool. Right, I'm gonna keep these next ones snappy.
Yeah.
Come on in,
everybody.
Hey.
Welcome.
Feel free to move our people out here.
I know. I wish we could wear them.
It's kind of heavy.
There's a lot of junk in it.
Don't reveal the secrets of the thing. Well, thanks for joining us. If you could introduce each of yourselves with your role on the team and tell us your team's name as well.
Oh yeah,
In whatever order.
I guess we'll start with the intro. So I'm Marty, I'm the pixel artist.
My name is Ray, I'm the unreal developer.
And I'm Jeff Klein, I'm the musician/sound. And important note, we did have a fourth person. Shout out to Gabby, welcome to Smart Sore Throat, so she decided to stay home, but this was her first game jam.
Oh, nice. Hi, Gabby.
So, yeah, and she's been contributing to Pixel Art.
So, what's your game like? What do you do? What's it about?
Yeah.
Yes, and what is it?
Oh, that's a good
name.
That's a good name.
It's Juicy Alien Fruits of Home.
I love it. Tell us more.
So, the alien crash lands on an island that just so happens to have the four fruits that they also have on their planet.
reminds me of home. It's also what powers their technology. So they have to go. Yeah, very convenient. So he has to go. The alien has to go around collecting all of the fruit capabilities to be able to secure his ship. And then a little magic pixel art.
She did some more pixel art, so I've been doing a lot of environment and character spreads. So she's been doing the food.
Very important.
And the ship, and she was also the person who did the first concept of the alien, because she was first game jam. Okay, what can we do to let her involve her? It's okay, I know I can do threads and stuff. Hey, have you done any character creation kind of deal? I'll just draw some threads. It's been a good choice.
How much has it changed from the concept stage to what you have now?
Not very much. I think we just kind of tossed the ideas okay, what everyone kind of think what does home make you think of? And we came up with a couple ideas, but the one that stuck with us that ended up with this game was being away from home and then finding things that kind of help you get back home, while also having the fruits it's kind of going to be like a pseudo Metroid. I don't want to say Metroidvania because it's so small, but where each of the fruit is going to be an ability that'll help you get to the next fruit and so on. So it's kind of like finding things that remind you of home while also, collecting them to reach home. So I mean, we just kind of tossed that idea out, and it just kind of it's at first we just had a different idea, but then it's okay, we're gonna be stranded on a beach or something, and then it's what are we gonna collect? And it's it just kept getting trying to ask questions, and then it just turned to alien on a beach collecting fruit because aliens use fruit for stuff.
Nice.
So we made sure that we didn't do. We have almost zero scope creep. We knew what we were going for. We planned it out. With the programming, I knocked out the functionality, the core mechanics, as fast as I could.
Nice.
We had a working prototype in 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been fully functional for a while.
That's the first thing. Even we just used test graphics for that. It was just toss me something. I don't care what it is. Block, square, whatever. We also had help doing the background assets.
Right. Nisa contributed a nice parallax background.
Yeah, got that all in there.
Cool.
Unfortunately, I guess we missed the timeline to submit the screenshot with it in, but it was so much better. I trust it'll look better.
I dropped the link in chat already. So.
Nisa does good work.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I updated the link in chat if anybody wants it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to play it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good. It's good. It's good. We finally got some animations for movement, and it's lovely.
Well, good luck finishing. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
You send in the next team.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for your
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good title.
It's really funny.
Juicy Alien. Any game
Shall
jam
we-
title that
That's the
has a colon in it is so good.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh,
Just
pile
file
on
in. As long as you're between the ends of the seats, you'll be on camera.
Feel free to move. Yes.
Can we
please.
carry the pig?
The poor pig.
May.
You can hold the pig.
Please.
He's a little hefty.
It's good if
Wait,
you're
I have to face it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay, cool.
Welcome. Hey.
If you guys would like to introduce yourselves and your game and what your role is on your team.
My name is Michael. I am doing music and helping with design.
My name is Aim Diab, and I am doing programming.
My name is Ryan McConnell, and I'm doing the artwork.
And my name is Joshua Montero, and I'm kind of the hype guy.
Nice.
Very nice.
And what is the name of your game?
We're calling it Friend Trip.
Friend
Trip.
That's nice.
Sounds wholesome.
Yeah.
It's a lot less wholesome.
Yeah.
than it sounds.
So tell us about it.
So we wanted. So when we initially heard the theme of what does home mean to you, when we were drafting together, we all kind of thought about friends and loved ones and people we cared about. So we wanted to go off of a central theme of doing something about your friends and with that. So So we decided to make a point and click adventure game, all about trying to find your friends. But the whole catch, we wanted to make something a bit different. So you're trying to find your friends in your own home, but your own home is what's starting to change and distort slowly
I see.
as
I'm
you
making
go
the
through the
connection.
rooms.
Cool.
This is
But they're there to help you write it out, right?
But
You've got to say
find
if you
them.
can find them.
If you can find them. Yeah.
Cool.
But the whole mechanic of the game is that you do have the mementos of all your friends too. So the mementos are what help you drive to find your friends. So there's at least that wholesome aspect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have a lot of game jam experience between you?
This is my third game jam.
Nice.
This is my second year game jamming. I actually met these two last year's game jam. So we decided to team up this year.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
This is year one.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this, year 47, 48?
9 years of global game jam.
Oh, wow.
That's
Since
impressive.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Like the actual beginning of it, right?
I
Maybe
don't think
off
so.
1 or 2 years. I mean, it's
I started in 2010, so.
last year was the 10th year, right? Maybe the year before. Been in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's a lot of games.
Oh, yeah.
So how's your progress so far? How's the scope going?
You're going good.
We got it. We had some issues, but we got it mostly taped back together.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like Scotch tape for now before we can get the
Yeah.
staples, and we've got our direction back, so we know the scope and what we can do and have it down.
Tell us about these issues.
We apparently all had different ideas on the puzzles, so we were going through and like, oh, I have this designed, and then we're like, oh, I don't have this set up to do that. So.
But at the same time, we have it does function, so it's still functionable. It's just about implementing the things that we're all thinking about implementing. So it's just
seeing what we can get and what we're not able to get. So.
The mechanics are mostly there right now. It's just about scripting the entire thing together into a cohesive game experience.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which at least until like 5 p.m., 7 p.m. tomorrow, I think that's a fair scope.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you have a clear idea of like the list of things you need to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you were coming to us now and saying we still don't know the puzzles, maybe we'd be worried. But it sounds like you got it under control.
Well, we had about 5 minutes prior to get
All we need is 5 minutes.
Are you overnighting it, or get some good rest?
I'm gonna
Taking
be
care of
here
yourselves?
overnight tonight.
Oh, no.
The amount of artwork that I am doing, I'm just like, you know what? I will do artwork until my eyes close. So
That's fair. Just the artist's way.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm excited to play it. It sounds like it's gonna be really cool.
Oh, it's not.
Maybe
the
that'll
judge
be
of
really
that.
cool.
Great.
Awesome.
Well,
Thanks
thank
for
you so
doing
much.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Q-Pig's been doing the most work tonight.
Moving all around the bed.
It kind of sounds like a duck.
It kind of does. It's probably the same squeaker for each
Oh, wow.
one. Well, just one more team, maybe?
Yay!
Come on in.
Oh.
Hey.
Yes.
Please.
As long as you are between the ends of the seats, you'll be on camera.
Someone has to sit, and you can sit here in the middle, please. It's totally fine.
It's kind of a nice framing.
Yeah, we can all hang out. I like it.
Well, welcome.
Hello.
Would you all like to introduce yourselves and what your role is on your team?
Okay. I'm Brandon. Did programming and shader work.
I'm Jared. I'm doing all the art assets.
I'm Tom, doing programming and like extremely rough white box.
And I'm Justin. I'm doing all the music and sound.
Cool.
And not pictured. Maybe this
Yeah.
box room.
Yes.
This is Jason.
This is Jason.
Programming.
Is
Yes.
Jason on site or off site?
He's here
He
in
is on
spirit.
site.
Yes.
Busy.
Just conscious, not
Yes.
really conscious.
Oh,
Okay, I understand.
Yes.
So what's the name of your game?
We're going with Waypoint right now.
All right.
Jess, you wanna give it our breakdown?
Yeah,
Yep.
please.
So Waypoint is an objective-based resource management game. You find yourself in the shoes of a captain manning a derelict ship that is no longer able to move around.
into it.
However,
Love
it does have a functional portal system that it uses to help out travelers that find their way to a ship.
Awesome.
Ooh.
This sounds really good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
What's the gameplay like for this?
It's like top-down Zelda. You
Okay.
kind of go around and you're enabling switches. It'll change the direction of like power flow and such like that. And there'll be various like elements where you have to balance the power between like the portal or oxygen and other like necessities and level.
Ooh, sounds stressful.
Yeah.
Any
That's
game where
exciting.
you're running out of oxygen, I'm just like, I'm running out of oxygen.
Yeah.
All for the greater good. Then.
Yes, of course.
So how much game jam experience do you all have?
I'd say this is about my 4th game jam.
This is my 6th global, and I think I've done about 11 or 12 altogether.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm pushing upwards of 15 because I was doing all the summer slow jams for a while.
Dang.
We'll rack them up fast that way.
Yeah.
This is maybe my 3rd.
Awesome.
I've done a lot of comics jams, but not so many game jams.
Similar lessons maybe in like attempting scope and timing yourself and taking care of
Planning,
yourself throughout
yeah.
the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, the comics ones are usually 24 hours. Just
Right.
A little more you can
Oh yeah, we're luxurious.
Right.
48 hours.
Yeah.
build up the adrenaline a little bit more.
Yes.
Film jams can be up to 72, so it's a little intense.
You know. Yeah, so have there been any sort of like challenges coming along with this game jam for you guys, or has it been super smooth sailing?
I can't think of any real big issues.
I
At least
think-
team-wide.
Smooth sailing.
Yeah,
I get
I
it.
think the only real hurdle that we found was like earlier on in the jam after we got the theme. It's kind of something that a lot of other teams will experience where we didn't lock into a concept very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I think once we did kind of lock in and we all found something that we liked, we got the ball rolling and we really kind of leaned into it.
Nice. Was it a system where you like generate the working mechanics really fast and then refine it, or like how do you approach developing something that seems pretty detailed?
Well, what got us set up earlier on was we really tried to find something that fit with the theme, but eventually we decided to kind of outline some game mechanics and then retrofit the theme to that. So we kind of worked backwards on it by kind of going for the game design and then fitting the home theme to it.
Cool. Seems like it's going to be a strong result. It's
Yeah,
exciting.
I can't wait to
I
see
feel pretty
that.
good about it so far.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna be
We're
very
all
stressed
surprised,
out.
so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Yeah.
very much.
Good luck with the rest of the jam.
Yes. Cool. All right.
Come on down.
All right. Stop it. I hate it. It's
Our
kind
hour
of
is
fun. It sounds
almost
good on the
up.
stream. Thanks so much for joining us here in Portland, Oregon. Nisa and Dylan, if you want to hop on stream too.
Sure.
They're behind the scenes for...
Laura Splash.
It's getting to that point in the evening.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we have a lot of people behind the scenes here too, so thanks so much to everybody. And yeah, if you're ever around Portland or if you have any friends that are going to be visiting Portland anytime soon, anything like that, let them know about PIGSquad. We do events probably 3 to 5 times a month. We usually have between like 40 and 90 people come out to each one of those, but at our larger ones we have just over 150 people here this weekend, and then we do big showcases with 600 plus people, and we do the summer slow jams we talked about, all that. We also really like involving people online, so if you're interested in doing a summer slow jam or something, we're super open to collaborating, and we have a lot of methods to connect you.
And where can they find us online?
PIGSquad.com. You can also go to Twitter and find PIGSquad there. We're retweeting a bunch of stuff from jam members this weekend, and stuff's looking really cool. You can like really see like an uptick in cohesiveness starting today, and it's really fun. I love
art assets being finished at
Yeah.
this point. Yeah.
Very cool.
Totally.
That's awesome. I'm really excited to see what people here make.
Yeah, we're doing a showcase on February 22nd. We're going to round back up and share our games together in a big showcase setting, so that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
We're also doing a tabletop jam in March, so if you're in Portland and interested in doing that, that'll be
Get
good
ready
too.
for the next one.
And then summer
like
slow
a party.
jams.
Yeah. Just enough time to recover from this.
Mhm.
Big next
Kind of,
one.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for
Yeah.
joining
Yes.
us.
Yeah. Thank you
We
so
hope
much.
you're all having a good weekend.
Mhm.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah. Talk about Great British Bakeoff if you get stressed out.
Get lots of sleep.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of water. Make sure you're eating on time. Be nice and have fun.
Yeah. You only have one more night to do it. So,
Yeah.
so do it right tonight if you didn't earlier.
Thank you.
Thank you.